February the 25th, 2023. Guys, I am working on Chapter 8 of Revelation. This has come in. I want to talk about it. And also, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video. Some of you were asking, BP, where's your list, or where are the videos on Chapter 1 through 7 of Revelation? So I'm going to put a link here. I put it in a video playlist below this video. This is important, and I want to get this message out because I think it's possibly time for some major evacuations. If you know people there, you got friends or family there, or you're there, think about the rest of your life. And now this is about Aaron Brockovich. This is coming from Jeff Laputa via the Epoch Times. On taking the stage in East Palestine High School auditorium on February 24th, that was yesterday, environmental activist Aaron Brockovich told a crowd mostly composed of local residents dealing with the aftermath of a toxic train derailment. She was here with a message you don't want to hear, but you need to know it. Superman is not coming. Nobody is coming to change what has happened to you, magically fix anything, or give you all the answers, Brockovich said. You will become the strongest advocate you have. You and Jesus Christ. But now you got to take things into your own hands as far as what are you going to do with your future. I mentioned in the last video, look at the information, type in Times, T-I-M-E-S, Beach, B-E-E-C-H, or B-E-A-C-H, excuse me, in Missouri. And look at the disaster. They had to bulldozer the town over, and there's still dioxins in the soil. But she's telling these people basically, do you think Pete or Joe Biden is going to come save you? You're sadly mistaken. They're not. That's not their purpose. They want this land, I believe, for Billy Goat Gates. She said, you have the ability to become, and you will become again your own critical thinker. You will vet information. You will ask questions. You will demand answers. I agree with her on that, guys, but I think the point has come to where you have to leave until all these questions are answered, or you're risking you and your family's life. Now, I know that the farmers, that's not easy to do. If you're real close to this, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You've got farm animals. I have a small farm. I understand. I don't know what I would do if I had to evacuate here. I don't know how I would handle it. I don't have a Noah's Ark. But it's serious, and you're going to have to think about it. Maybe you can move yourself and your animals. Brockovich cautioned audience members that there will be no swift resolution to the issues that now impact East Palestine and surrounding communities. And she's pointing out something very perfectly. She says, you want to be heard, but you're going to be told it's safe. You're going to be told not to worry. You couldn't said it any better. That's just rubbish because you're going to worry. Communities want to be seen and heard. This is not going to be a quick fix. This is going to be a long game. Again, Times Beach, Missouri. Look it up. No one's there but a park that's too dangerous to set foot in. Says an overflow crowd of more than 2,000 gathered in this village of 4,761 near the Pennsylvania border to hear Brockovich's speech, with more than 100 media members covering the event. Now, I wonder if this will make it to mainstream, guys. If you want to just see for yourself, check it out. Check out the mainstream manipulators, the demons. Brockovich was joined by water expert Robert W. Bocock and trial attorney Mikhail Watts. They are the principals of East Palestine, or Palestine Justice, an organization of lawyers, environmental activists, and scientific and medical professionals providing assistance to the eastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania residents affected by the derailment. Guys, this is going to, again, like she said, long term. You don't have that kind of time. Your family that's there does not. On February 3rd, a 151-car Norfolk Southern Railroad freight train derailed in East Palestine. You know, they Some were saying they found blasting caps there, but it was actually something a little different. It says, when the train crashed, 38 rail cars derailed and a fire ensued, which damaged an additional 12 cars, according to the NSTB, National Transportation Safety Board. There were 20 total hazardous material cars in the train, 11 of which derailed. Was it an intentional derailment at that precise location? Many think so. Let me correct something here that they're talking about. When it says after this train derailment, they're issued a fire. Guys, they went down these train tracks. This vinyl chloride that turned into these dioxins would have remained basically inert except for what may have escaped. They said one car was possibly leaking, I think, maybe two, and that could have been cleaned up in, alongside these railroad tracks. Usually you have a ditch on one side or sometimes in Flatland on both where they've elevated the rail bed. But they went down through there and drilled holes in all these cars, guys. Drilled holes and let it all pour out and fill up the ditches and then lit it on fire. When the train crashed, 38 rail cars again derailed and fire ensued. Not exactly how it happened, but she's close enough. Fears escalated in the immediate aftermath of the wreck. Of course they did. Seeking to avoid an explosion that officials claimed would send shrapnel into the air, vinyl chloride was intentionally released and burned on February the 6th, sending a massive cloud of black smoke into the sky that could be seen for miles around and was likened to a mushroom cloud caused by a nuclear weapon. A little bit of shrapnel, guys, would not have been that bad because they had time to clear the town out before they lit it. But now they've involved millions in a massive cleanup where they're going to clean it up, charge the people millions of dollars, or they're going to say they cleaned it up, and then they're going to take the land because they know they can't afford it. The burn triggered questions about the health effects that could potentially impact the residents of East Palestine. Vinyl chloride, a chemical used to make PVC pipes and other products, has received extensive attention as part of the emergency. The National Cancer Institute notes, this is why you need to move, that vinyl chloride has been linked to cancers of the brain, lungs, blood, lymphatic systems, and liver. Now this, they're talking about the lungs, guys. They're talking about chemical bronchitis right now in the emergency rooms in that area. And we know over 40,000 animals have died, and that's probably a small fraction of the truth. Now this section would be another good video to research some of these other chemicals. It says other rail cars contain ethylene glycol, monobutyl ether, ethyl hexyl acrylate, isobutylene, and butyl acrylate, which are all used in the making of plastic products. Officials from federal and state agencies have repeatedly said that tests show the air and water is safe in the East Palestine and surrounding communities. However, residents continue to report headaches, vomiting, burning eyes, skin rashes, and other ailments. Brockovich said, I've never seen anything in 30 years like this in the situation happening in East Palestine. You all know the story about digging the hole, draining the chemicals in there, and lighting it on fire. I don't think that turned out well for anybody. She's right. Again, she's not mentioning, and maybe she's not quite aware of, that they drilled holes in all these cars and let the ditches fill up and then lit them. And I've seen the images where the whole ditches were lit up and going down the line and catching other cars on fire. Brockovich said she traveled East Palestine after receiving numerous emails from residents who requested her presence. I feel angst and I feel your frustration, and I want to share something with you. You are not alone, she said. It feels like every community I've been going to for 30 years gets the same runaround, and you don't get clear information. Guys, that's why I'm doing the video. I'm not saying I have the absolute clear information. You need to make a decision. Are you going to hang around there and wait for the court and wait for Pete to come back down there? You have to make the decision. She said This is in your hands. There is no Superman. There's nobody coming to save you from this chemical exposure. You own this narrative, not an agency that wasn't here, and certainly not Norfolk Southern. And guys, by the way, Norfolk Southern is about to get a lot of taxpayer money from some of the Democrat states so that they don't suffer a blow and their shareholders don't suffer a blow. They're going to take your money and pay whatever lawsuits that are cleanup costs that Norfolk Southern has. You know how you feel. You know if you're sick, Brockovich added. You know if you smell something. You know if the water's a funny color. She's telling you to wake up. You're not sheep. This whole nation needs a wake-up call. You're not sheep. Wake up. Don't expect someone to run in here. You think a few dollars is going to save your life? Take it into your own hands. There's nobody coming from the government to help you. Communities confronted with an environmental disaster can handle the truth, Brockovich added, but what they can't handle is being misled and lied to. Never truer words have been spoken. Now, for some reason, and I'm not sure, it's not really clear in the article, she says at that moment the auditorium lights turned off, promoting Brockovich to say, that is how we feel. Maybe they did it to just, you know how lawyers do. That's how we feel in the dark, and in the dark we will continue to talk. Now, let me take a moment and go over to our YouTube channel, and when I say our, we are a big family, aren't we, guys? This is the real BP Earthwatch on YouTube. And what I did after listening to the comments in the video before this about Revelation, the chapters in Revelation we've been going through, I realized I had not created a playlist for that. So if you come here and you'll scroll down, and if you, again, clicking on the playlist, it's going to show you Revelation 1 through 3 at the top, one video, 2 weeks ago, the 7 angels. 11 days ago, Revelation 4 through 7, the simplicity of the book. People try to make it complicated, but it's not. But guys, let me say this. Getting ready to do chapter 8, 9, and 10, I went back and looked at 4 through 7 just to refresh myself and to try to get back in the frame of mind and the flow of what Christ was trying to impart to John and what we're trying to impart into our own mind, right? So even though you guys have seen these two, go back and look at them. They're not that long. It's very short chapters. But in the morning, again, if nothing bad happens, I'm going to have 8 through 10 up. But even when I'm doing the videos, like starting on 8 tonight, I go back and look at the last one, 4 through 7. Just to update, it's like studying for a test. But it's not really a test in the sense of what you know. It's a test of where your soul is going to be. Revelation is all about the first and second death. We're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.